In a keynote speech at the McAleese Defense Programs Conference on March 18, 2025, General Anthony J. Cotton, commander of U.S. Strategic Command, STRATCOM, underscored the pressing need for the United States to modernize its nuclear deterrent in light of an increasingly perilous global security environment. With nations like China and Russia rapidly advancing their nuclear capabilities, Cotton warned that the U.S. could no longer afford to delay the modernization of its nuclear triad, a strategic network of land-based missiles, submarine-launched weapons, and long-range bombers designed to provide robust deterrence. During his remarks, Cotton reflected on the historical context that led to the current state of U.S. nuclear forces. Following the Cold War, the U.S. scaled back its military-industrial complex, assuming that major power competition was in the past. This belief, however, no longer holds as the world faces a resurgent nuclear arms race. The nuclear triad is composed of three delivery systems: intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs, submarine-launched ballistic missiles, SLBMs, and strategic bombers. Each component plays a crucial role in ensuring that, even if one part of the triad is destroyed, the United States retains the capability to retaliate. ICBMs provide quick strikes with pinpoint accuracy, SLBMs offer stealth and mobility, while bombers bring flexibility and the ability to be recalled or redeployed. Cotton painted a grim picture of the current global landscape, noting that China is rapidly expanding its nuclear arsenal, with estimates suggesting it has already surpassed 600 nuclear warheads. The country is advancing its nuclear triad with new missile technologies, modern submarines, and a new stealth bomber. He also highlighted China's use of civilian shipyards for military purposes and the risk this poses for accelerating the production of advanced weaponry. At the same time, Russia has modernized much of its nuclear stockpile and continues to wield nuclear rhetoric in its ongoing conflict with Ukraine. Additionally, North Korea's continued missile and nuclear advancements, along with Iran's expanding uranium enrichment, compound the threats facing the U.S. and its allies. One of the most significant challenges in modernizing the U.S. nuclear deterrent is the ongoing competition between these nuclear-armed states. According to the Pentagon, China's nuclear ambitions are poised to push the nation toward a launch-on-warning posture by the end of the decade, shifting away from its previous strategy of minimal deterrence. This presents a stark contrast to U.S. nuclear policy, which relies heavily on maintaining a credible and responsive deterrent. In response, STRATCOM is pushing for rapid updates to the nuclear triad. New programs are already underway, including the development of the LGM-35A Sentinel ICBM to replace the aging Minuteman III, the Columbia-class submarine to replace the Ohio-class, and the B-21 Raider bomber to modernize the air leg of the triad. However, delays in previous efforts have left the U.S. facing the challenge of updating multiple systems at once. Cotton stressed that any further delay could severely undermine the credibility of U.S. nuclear deterrence, especially as adversaries continue to advance their own capabilities. A key component of modernization is the Nuclear Command, Control, and Communications (NC3) system, which is being upgraded to safeguard against emerging cyber threats and ensure that the U.S. can maintain command integrity in a crisis. Cotton argued that while modernization requires significant investment, it is far more cost-effective than the potential consequences of failing to maintain a credible deterrent. To avoid a capability gap, Congress has already committed significant funding to support the defense industrial base, with a focus on ensuring the uninterrupted development of modern nuclear platforms. This includes a $200 million increase in research and development for the Sentinel ICBM, alongside funds for the Columbia-class submarine program. Furthermore, legislators are evaluating the need to introduce a nuclear sea-launched cruise missile, a capability previously scrapped but now reconsidered in response to shifting global threats. Among the nuclear triad's components, the sea-based leg remains the most survivable. With 14 Ohio-class SSBNs in service, the U.S. Navy is prioritizing the Columbia-class submarine program to maintain undersea deterrence capabilities into the 2080s. These new submarines will feature improved reactor technology, noise reduction capabilities, and enhanced electronics. Airborne deterrence also plays a critical role in the overall strategy. The U.S. Air Force plans to maintain its fleet of B-52 Stratofortresses through the 2050s, while the next generation B-21 Raider is set to provide enhanced stealth capabilities. Cotton advocated for expanding the number of B-21s to ensure adequate coverage, emphasizing that the modernization of both bombers and their weapon systems is key to U.S. deterrence strategy. Cotton's message was clear: nuclear modernization is not about preparing for war but ensuring that the U.S. can effectively deter existential threats. He concluded by urging continued investment in nuclear forces, emphasizing that the United States is at a critical juncture in its strategic competition with other nuclear powers. As the global landscape becomes increasingly uncertain, maintaining a modern and credible nuclear deterrent is seen as an essential element of U.S. national security. In light of these developments, the U.S. must act swiftly to ensure that its nuclear arsenal remains effective against the growing challenges posed by adversary nations. Delays, Cotton warns, could have far-reaching consequences for global stability and security.